Welcome back to Hazardous Endeavors.
Huzzah!
Huzzah indeed.
Huzzah indeed.
Indeed.
Welcome back to Digital and Dice 5th Edition Real Play Actual Podcast. How's it going?
Ooh.
So, where did we last leave our intrepid adventurers?
It was getting a little dark, and I think we were looking to get some shelter in.
Indeed.
I saw there was a concert.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you guys had finished up in Callan Hall. The rebuilding is well underway at this point. The assistance from Anrilathan has arrived and is spreading out supplies to the populace.
It's Elliot's master, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
of my
And of
dads.
our Frostmoon is assisting Captain Bale with the supplies and the distribution of such around there, leaving you guys on your trek on your way to Abbot's Field, where you are bringing the book, the journal that was left behind by Cavro Seldith when you destroyed his form there, shortly before he gave a rather dire and ominous warning and an invitation to find him where the dead roam.
Ooh.
So you are on your way to Abbot's Field, where you can then meet up with the archivist and possibly have some of the journal figured out.
We'll
and
find him
deciphered.
at home, where the undead do roam.
Eh.
So on your way south along the road, before you have hit the turnoff to make it over to either making your way over to the Blight Watch or heading south and furthering your travel towards Abbot's Field, you are finding a signpost on the side of the road with a sign pointing off to the west, making its way into the Ruinwood a little bit, for a town known as Wayfarer's Rest. Upon examining the signpost, you had found a flyer,
Huzzah.
an advertisement that showed that there is a particular bardic performance by someone by the name of Brenda Lightfingers,
Obviously, we have heard of them before.
and you are making your way there as it is getting on towards evening, and you want a place to rest. So, you turn off from the main road and head off west along this road towards Wayfarer's Rest.
Because I think sleeping in an inn sounds a lot better than sleeping in, well, a bag.
And I think this town is a little bit closer than
Okay, so how far away is down?
Well, it doesn't actually take you that long to get there. Only about 20 minutes of travel off the main road finds you on the outskirts of a town looks to be made up of about 14 or so buildings. And some of them are, medium to smaller size. You can easily see towards the back there's a blacksmith. Looks like he's putting his stuff away for the day as the sun is going down. But easily the largest building there is an inn. It almost looks like this is a trading town that was built up around an inn. This is kind of that roadhouse style inn where people
Roadhouse.
would people would stop along a long trail, and then eventually some people would start building houses nearby it, and this is how a town gets started. So the large building towards the center of this town is a fairly large inn.
So you're saying that in the back of the roadhouse they've got some bungalows?
Oh, a bungalow.
That's what I've heard. The sign hanging outside of the inn is what looks to be a cap with a feather in it, and over that are the words Wayfarer's Rest.
I think we are where we are supposed to be.
The people of the town who see you making your way in, they don't stop you. You get a couple waves. Some people stop and stare,
Hello.
but after a few moments, they kind of whisper amongst themselves and go about their business, heading off towards their home. But no one stops you on your way to the inn.
All right, well,
Charming.
Let's head in there.
let's pull the wagon on up and
Pulling on up.
get ourselves a hot meal.
Okay. So you make your way towards the inn, and as you're about to enter, you see a young boy come running over to you. He, at the oldest, is probably around 10 years old. But he comes running up and looks up at whoever is driving the cart. At this point, I believe it would be Jaxom.
Yes, yeah, it would be me.
And he looks up and says, Sir, I can take care of your horse. I can take care of your cart for you if you like.
The cart will need help taken care of. Not so much the steed.
He kind of cocks his head to the side. Sir?
You'll see.
Very well. And he points over to the side where you see a bit of a stables, and he mentions that he can take you over there, and he starts to lead you and your horse and
All right,
your cart
we follow.
that way.
Say goodbye forever.
You weird magical horse.
So he leads you over there. You get the horse unhooked, hitched, whatever, from your cart, stowing the cart off to the side, and
Have a good rest. Have a good rest.
you make a hand signal, and your horse just gone. To which the young boy, "Oh, sir, that's fantastic!"
I know, it shocks me every time.
And he mentions that the inn is nice and warm, and there should be some food going.
Good meal sounds pleasant at this point.
Okay, wait. Is the kid from the inn? Are you from the inn?
He nods. And says, "My name's Herbert. My father owns the inn."
Herbert. Okay.
Well, here's the silver for your troubles and the unfortunateness of such a name.
"Oh boy,
Thank
thanks,
you.
mister." He takes the coin and runs off into the inn. There's a side entrance right there next to the stables.
Did you just make fun of that child's name?
What? Would I do a thing like that?
Yes.
Let's get food.
Food.
All right, you make your way into the inn itself. So, as large as it looked outside, does not do it justice for the interior of this the lower story of this inn. You see about 15 or so tables arrayed around, and they're large circular tables with seating around them. Off to one side, there's actually almost a quarter of the wall on the northern side of the inn. You actually see what seems to be a stage set up specifically for bardic performances and things. Instead of just being like basically a soapbox in a corner, this is actually looking like it's designed for the whole room to have a good viewable angle of the stage. And then at the back of the room, you see a fairly large bar.
Why didn't you tell us about this place? Seriously, Jaxom?
I don't know.
I feel
don't
a
know.
dingo in my D finger.
The man behind
That's
the
a
bar
string on my guitar.
looks to be in about his late 30s, maybe early 40s. Somewhat thin, kind of mousy brown hair that seems to be, at one point was probably styled, but is just kind of flopping this way and that. The young boy comes running over to him, and you see what look to be two other boys and a young girl all crowding around him at the same time. And he nods, and he sees all of you walk in. He gives a wave and motions for you to come over towards the bar. And the children start milling about throughout the crowd. They're actually bringing platters of food and drinks and such to those around.
Child labor.
The oldest of which, of the four children, looks to be maybe around 12 or 13 years old.
I mean, you can't let
Elliot is making
all of
faces
them
at
be.
me.
You can't have all of them be bird catchers.
So, making your way across there, you note that of the people in the inn, because you aren't the only patrons here, you see the following people. First off, you see what look to be a couple merchant-type people. Very nice clothes, well-dressed, sitting at a table eating what looks to be a nice hearty meal of bread and stew, some cheeses and such on a platter in the middle. All sorts of different people, though. You're seeing different styles of dress that almost stick out like a sore thumb in the room. People with colorful silks draped across with small glittering metal bangles. You see a couple that look to be wearing like heavy leathers with some fur along the edges, like definitely like they would be in a much colder climate.
It's a bit of a crossroads, yes?
Apparently.
On the stage, though, you note that, and you actually just kind of barely heard it as you were making your way in, but you can hear a lute being played, and on the stage you see a woman, long curling red hair cascading down both sides of her face and then down her shoulders, and she has a lute that seems to be inlaid with many precious metals and a couple glittering gems here and there, and she's playing a kind of a somber tune that is just kind of fairly neutral. It's not upbeat, it's not sad, it's just kind of giving a good background ambiance to the room as everyone just has their conversations.
I see that she is good with her D finger too.
Oh, I see that. Excuse me, innkeep. We would like to patronize your establishment here.
He nods and says, "Yes, well, welcome. I am Barnabas, and this
That's
is
right.
the Wayfarer's Rest.
Surprisingly, yes.
What brings you here, if I may ask?"
Well, traveling mostly, wayfaring a bit, and we was hoping for a rest.
Absolutely.
That is the name of the town. You see that, Elliot? It is the name of the town.
He looks around and
Yes.
as he's saying, "Okay, well, there's 4 of you, okay, and you have you have a cart and a horse out. Not a horse. I just told by my son that you said your horse disappeared.
Yeah, it's a magic horse.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, very well, and no extra charge for animal maintenance. Then that should be good.
Oh, excellent,
4
excellent.
of you, and as he's looking over you, he seems to kind of be tallying, and he's muttering something about 2 silver, and then he looks at Wilf, and he actually eyes your instrument, and he says, "By any chance, Master Gnome, are you by chance a bard?"
I have been known to be called a bard before.
Very well. This. Yes. Good. And he's kind of looking around as he's saying that, and he seems to he looks around the room, and you see a couple people are kind of looking at you guys over their drinks as you're standing there, and he smiles and nods and says, "Very well. If you are a bard, then you stay free of charge. Your meal and your stay are going to be free."
That's helpful.
And you are his traveling companions. A discounted rate for all of you. It will be 1 silver apiece for the 3 of you.
Oh, wait. Oh,
Oh,
Much appreciated.
yes.
well, excellent.
I put my silver on the table.
Any friend of a bard is a friend here at Wayfarer's Rest. And
Thank you.
he nods.
Thank you to the nice man.
I did.
He nods emphatically as he collects a couple keys from some pegs off to the side under the bar. He comes over and he says that I have 4 room keys here. We have rooms available for you, but we have obviously some guests, but it's not the busy season yet, so we haven't filled up. So each of you can have your own private room. Yes.
Excellent. You really know how to treat a minstrel like that first class.
Well,
Somebody has to.
We appreciate those of the musical arts here. And
Allow me to introduce to you my accompanist, Lindo Espina, the beautiful Thorn. Yes.
I'm sorry. He mispronounced it. Let me say it again for you. That is Lindo Espina, the beautiful Thorn.
Yes, Lindo Espina.
But it is a pleasure to have you. And Master Gnome, your name?
I am Wilf Quirk Tradewind.
Very well. Yes, of course. And he nods about that, and he actually seems to writing the names down in this book. And your companions, your names as well for our registry.
Jaxom Shaw.
He scribbles that in.
Elliot Frostmoon.
Okay, yes, very well. Here are your room keys. Feel free to get yourself situated. We will have food brought to, how does that table? And he motions over to one of the tables towards the center of the room, only about maybe 10 feet away from the stage itself. And he says, "I will have food and drink brought to your table."
Excellent. And I put down a couple silver for the food and head my way on over, because, I mean, rooms are for passing out.
Thank you.
I would walk to my room, open the door, look at the room, realize I have nothing, close the door, and walk back downstairs.
Okay. He claps his hands, and the children come running over, and he makes some motions and says to them, "Okay, bring some over the table over there."
Do you think he talks to them mostly with, like, hand language?
Like some sort of thieves can't.
Well,
Check your pockets.
Wait.
Eh,
It's harder for them to pickpocket me because they'd actually have to reach down.
eh.
So far, you don't seem to be sans any of your gold or equipment. So, do all of you make your way up to your rooms, at least drop stuff off, check it out, or do you
Yes.
just kind of hang out?
I don't. Most of the stuff that I would be, like the book is on me.
Right.
But most of my other stuff would be, just I don't have that much.
Okay, so basically, there's stuff in your cart, and then there's what you are physically carrying.
Yes.
Whatever traveling packs we have.
Yeah. You'll each find that your rooms are fairly nicely, stated. You have each one has a bed with a nice actual sheets over the mattresses and a blanket.
Oh, sheet.
Smell the sheets.
Each one has a chest at the foot of the bed to carry,
never
to
know.
hold on to stuff. And you
heard
find that the key that you were given unlocks the door as well as that chest at the foot of your bed.
I've heard that you shouldn't look a gift sheet in the mouth.
And all of them do also have a window to the outside. All of the rooms on the upper floor are around
Ooh,
the edge.
Actually-
the discount rate.
I was thinking about it. I'm gonna put the rarer stuff into the chest.
Okay.
Go down towards the lock.
Mm-hmm.
Wave my hands a little bit. Say. I actually don't have an incantation for this one yet.
Okay.
But I cast Arcane Lock on
Okay.
the lock.
So you lock up your chest and you feel secure that all of your things are safe. And as you guys make your way down, you find that table is now laden with cheeses and beer and bread and big bowls of warm stew.
A good hearty meal.
Almost as good as a meat pie.
Almost. It's like a crustless meat pie.
And as you start eating and kind of sitting around your table to relax for the evening, the bard on the stage starts to play something a little bit more upbeat, and you can tell she is extremely talented. The music from her lute seems to fill the room, and you note that it's not quite it's almost like the acoustics of the room are set perfectly to make the sounds coming from that stage just amplified throughout the room. And everyone is kind of listening, and some people are nodding, along with it. Almost like a couple of them have maybe heard the songs before, but they're just kind of relaxing and chatting amongst themselves. But no one has come over and talked to you much yet.
All right. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
I wonder if we could, do a duet with the redheaded bard.
Obviously, what we need to do at this point...
Is it duet 2 or 3?
I think that's called a duet is 2.
Uh-huh.
A trio would be a trio. It's in 3.
I'm not sure I want to do a trio with you. I'm just saying.
That's not the kind of
We're not talking
trio we're talking about here.
off stage. We're talking on stage.
Okay, trio sounds fine.
Well, I pull out my lute and I'm gonna try to
public?
put in a little bit of a harmony there to the tune she's playing.
Okay,
I think that sounds like a lot of fun.
go ahead.
And well, that is certainly a 25.
25. Okay, so you start playing along with her lute playing, and as you start doing it, your song starts to kind of mesh in, and several of the people in the tavern itself are looking around and they're watching you as you're playing and kind of whispering amongst themselves and chatting. But everyone kind of goes quiet as you start to mix in more, and your melody is mixing with hers.
The trick is you use Mage Hand for the frets.
And only about maybe a minute in, she's at this point staring directly at you as she's playing.
I'll woggle my eyebrows while I'm playing along with her.
And as she starts to play a little bit, she actually kind of picks up the tempo slightly, and without much of a change of expression except for maybe a slight bit of an eyebrow raise.
Challenge. Keep going.
Oh, right. Need another roll?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, right. This is probably going to end up being trash now because I got a good roll the first time.
Jackson, we need to get you bongos.
Bongos?
24. Haha.
24.
Join the band.
No.
So you don't falter as she changes the tempo and mixes it up a little bit and seems to kind of change it. Now, at this point, the rest of you, as you're looking around, the people in the tavern area at this point are kind of leaning forward in their seats, and they seem extremely interested in what is happening. And not in a laughing, clapping kind of way. They're intensely staring at the two of them back and forth.
Accompaniment?
Accompaniment.
12.
12. Okay.
Hold on,
come in,
KJ.
you come in with your
Flip me.
guitar and you start plinking away at it, and as you're doing so, she continues to play. And as the song ends,
Blink, blink, blink.
with a scrum, she stands up. Just very suddenly stands up, looks at the two of you.
Hello.
I believe that is the end of my set. If you wish, you may take the stage for yourself for the evening. Thank
What?
you.
Thank you.
Perhaps
Yay!
she gives a little bit of a curt nod. Perhaps tomorrow we may discuss further dealings. And she smiles, but a smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes. And she turns and walks off the stage.
Did she seem a bit snippy to anyone else?
I like her.
Of course you do.
Go ahead, roll it.
She had pretty hair.
And such like fingers.
Okay, so you're looking at her. She definitely seemed upset about something, but you can't quite tell. Jaxom, I assume you're rolling insight as well?
Yeah, I just gotta figure out. Okay, it's 12.
A 12. Yeah, you get the same kind of thing.
Carrying king
She
dice.
she was definitely upset about something, but not like, she wasn't angry. She was just kind of like, well, okay then. And then that's about as much as you can get out of her.
Okay.
Huffy.
Yeah, a bit huffy.
It happens. It happens.
Can't quite figure why though.
I don't think it was... Do you think we insulted her by playing? Was it my bad key? I had some bad keys there.
It's okay. I know you can do better.
Thank you.
Well,
As she leaves the room, by the way, because she ends up actually going into a room that is off the main floor here, off to the side. And after she leaves the room, there's almost this, like, the tension of the room, which had kind of been slowly building, seems to relax a bit, and several of the other patrons kind of relax in their seats and continue eating or chatting amongst themselves again at more of a volume.
I think we should play a little ditty, something to kick up these people. You want to sing that song that was about the time that we were walking around the road?
No, I actually think we should save that till later.
Okay.
But I don't know. Let's just have something random for now. You know, feel the beats.
All right. Yeah. No.
So you
And
guys
jump
take,
up on stage.
okay, you guys take the stage.
While they're on stage,
Yeah.
I take this moment to grab Wilf's glass of alcohol.
Uh-huh.
I call upon the magic of fire, prestidigitation, and warm his drink.
Okay. So you warm up his ale. Gotcha. Because that's always fun.
Right. So, Lindo and Wilf get ourselves a little bit of a performance going on.
Go ahead and roll performance for the two of you.
Devious little glacier.
19.
All right.
24.
Ooh, look at you.
I gotta make up for all that time that I had terrible keys.
Can't you see he's the man? Let me hear you applause for he's more than a man. He's a shining golden god.
So as you guys start playing and something a little bit upbeat, and as you go along, the people in the inn, they seem to appreciate it. They're definitely paying attention. Some of them kind of clap along with it, but you still get those looks that you've been getting almost since you came in. Not impolite, but they're definitely very interested in the group of you.
Well, I mean, it's not every day that everyone sees, like, a rock star.
That's true, you know.
What?
No.
Nope.
If anything, I do help. So prestidigitation, not prestidigitation, but dancing lights.
Okay.
Any small trinket spells that I have that I
Okay.
can.
So
use to help.
you assist with their spells by like having some dancing lights fluting up above and yeah. Okay.
I let my hair down, but just a little bit, but not all the way.
Just
Okay.
Just a little.
Yeah,
Jaxom,
you know,
what are you
not
up to?
a slut.
I would help, but I don't think that branding smite would...
Yeah, no.
Please do not smite the stage.
Generally not considered to be a good accompaniment to a bardic performance, but you know, no, the night is young. So, as you guys play after you finish your songs and your set, there's some clapping and some appreciative nods, you know, and a couple of the people,
crowd.
you know, again they don't approach, you know, and at least I'd say one of them, one of the ones that seems to be wearing some of the flowing silks, comes walking over, and you notice that his several of his teeth are kind of glittering gold. He's got several rings on. Definitely seems to be fairly wealthy, more so than you would expect to be around these roads. And he comes up and he gives a big smile and he says, "Very, very well, good, very good. and he pulls out a small pouch of coins, and he jingles it, and he pulls out what looks to be 3 platinum. He goes, very, very good. I expect great things. And he jingles them down onto the stage in front of you, and big smile.
Well,
as he
thank
does
you,
so.
kind sir. That's
I like
quite nice.
I like your teeth.
I expect great things. Great things from you. Yes.
Enthusiastic fans are good.
Enthusiasm is always appreciated. One second, let me get a sip of my ale, and we can get on to another song. Finish off our set.
Those of you, by the way, who are sitting and eating, the food is excellent. It is well spiced. The bread is very, just brand new, right out of the oven baked. There's even some nice butter with it. It is a fantastic home done meal. It's basically above and beyond what you've even gotten in Kellen Hall.
Mm-hmm. That's not hard.
Right. So you make your way over to the table, you grab your ale, and you take a nice big swig. And it's definitely a bit more flat and warm than you were expecting.
Oh, okay. So Elliot is odd, Jaxom is even, and I'm sorry, Jaxom. Oh!
Jaxom is now sprayed with warm ale.
How dare you?
I'm terribly sorry about that. Elliot, could you clean his face a little with the
A snap of the fingers and prestidigitation. Jaxom is nice, sparkly clean again.
Yep. I should hope so.
I'll guess next round's on me. I'll put down a couple silver for another round of ale. Well then, I guess we should finish off our set. And, yeah.
Okay.
One more set. Here we go.
And
Roll.
25.
I'll do a little bit of light backup
What'd you get?
with a 10.
Okay. So again, the two of you play off each other a little bit, although Lindo's far more
getting
accompaniment
sleepy.
at this point. And Wilf, you finish off your set with a great rousing song designed to get everyone involved and happy, which again ends with the bar patrons with polite clapping, nodding, and muttering amongst themselves.
I thought this song about living on a prayer was absolutely gonna rock this house, and I'm feeling like they didn't quite get into the spirit of it.
No, I feel like we could have chanted with it and stuff.
Yeah, it's all right. Still a great crowd. I'm only here for one night, so
Yeah.
To that, a couple
rock
of them
on, Wayfarer's Rest.
a couple of the patrons actually look at each other and they kind of nod and they have some whispered conversations after you say that. But for the most part, they smile and clap. And as the evening gets a little bit darker and it starts to wane on, the fire starts to burn low, your food is finished and the children have come over and taken the plates away. Your rooms await you.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
I guess we go to a room. Anybody feel like the crowd was odd? Maybe.
Yes. But,
I mean, they didn't cheer when they went on stage.
well, we are used to more lower income patrons.
What are you trying to say, Elliot? That I am not prime material?
That we
No.
drink in poor bars.
We drink in poor bars. I mean, the one we're used to is it's not the worst in Cullen Hall, but it's still one of the lower end bars in a city that's declining.
Ah. Do you think polite clapping is like their way of like woo girling? Like, ooh. But they're just too
sometimes-
nice to do it.
Yes, but these ones were weird.
Oh, come on. I mean, when you've traveled as much as I have, you've seen lots of strange folk. It's absolutely strange folk. There are places where people stick bits of bone through their skin.
Well,
For fun?
are you guys?
For
Are you
decoration.
truly that worried about it, Mr. No?
No, it just they didn't cheer when I went on
Because
stage. And they
I
might
have
be a little
to-
pouty.
I have new toys we can play around with, and maybe we can go and maybe do a little bit of spying.
I like to spy.
All right. Let us walk unseen.
They did seem a little more reserved than most bars. It's
Touch
not
Lindo
not as much rowdy.
and say, let's walk unseen, and we turn invisible.
Okay, so the two of you just right there in the middle of the inn.
No, we'll leave
go-
upstairs.
Okay, so after you go upstairs,
Like in the
Yeah.
hallway.
Yeah,
Two of
because
you-
we were talking about the bar patrons. I don't think we would be doing that in the middle of the bar.
that's fair. Yeah,
I mean, some of us probably would.
also
but
true.
Yeah, some of you probably would.
Why does everybody look at me?
So after making your way upstairs, you cast invisibility on the two of you, and you guys
Can I see me?
doing what you want to
Yeah.
do. What are the two of you doing as they're going on a evening reconnoiter?
I'm a ghost!
Prayer and meditation.
Okay.
Oh.
So you make your way to your room to do your evening prayers and
Yes.
get ready for sleeping.
Yeah.
Wilf?
Self-reflection on the fabulous me.
Okay. So you're sitting on your bed counting off all the ways that you're awesome.
How I love me. Let me count the ways.
Okay. So the two of you, invisible, make your way back down to the common room.
Dun, dun, dun,
And
dun, 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 dun.
several of the people
No,
are
they can still
just
hear
now
you.
kind of packing their stuff away, and they're getting up from their meals and look like they're headed up towards their rooms as well. A couple of particular merchants who are sitting there, one of which is the one laden with rings and finery, as he's standing and says, "Very, very good. I look forward to many, many more performances from that one. Yes, very good, very good." As he's nodding and kind of claps the other one on the shoulder, who's wearing very nice robes, but definitely kind of toned down from the other one. And as he's looking around, he says, "Yeah, well, back where I'm from, it's very common to have very nice, very, very good bards, and this one reminds me of home. Reminds me very much of home. Very good."
Knowledge history?
Sure.
16?
16. You've heard Wilf mention where he's from before, and some of the areas around there. You have very little information about the continents far to the north, but what you do know of them, Wilf's style is very much like those.
Insight on clothing.
Roll it. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Okay. Is 14 plus 4, so 18.
18. The merchant in the silks and the finery is, like, again, sore thumb sticking out. This is not the kind of place you would normally find them. He is easily wearing on him several hundred gold worth of gems and rings and things of that nature. And he's just kind of hanging and slumming out in this inn. The other one is, again, he looks like a merchant, he's dressed like one, but his, like 10 ranks down from the one in the silks.
Perhaps I have seen these clothings during my travels.
The one in the finery looks like he may be from Farharad to the north, but you've only seen those a little bit when you were in the coastal town. You recognize one of the other patrons, though, seems to be wearing an outfit that looks very similar to what the nobility of your homeland wears. Although it looks like it may be a little faded from road travel. It definitely looks like every person in here, except for maybe the pair who are in the leathers and the furs, everyone in here looks to be from somewhere else. There is a massive difference in the style of clothing, more so than you would find in any one country.
I look around and I go, Psst, Elliot.
Yes, Lindo.
Okay, so I was checking out these people's fine styles, and I was just thinking to myself that it may or may not be that these styles are not from around here.
I gathered that much. They're all also very unique, each one.
Give or take, I would say, based off all the pants I have purchased in my life, that I could not have purchased all the pants that are here, even through all my travels.
That's
A lot of pants.
interesting. Why would they all be here?
It is a resting spot for travelers.
To a tiny town that nobody ever goes to?
shrug.
Is there anything else we want to check out? Like that woman? You seemed interested in her as well.
Well, I don't know if it is polite to peek into a woman's boudoir when
We don't have to look at the woman.
invisible. Yeah, that seems rude.
Very.
I mean, do we like knock on the door and say, "Hey, how's it going? You can't see me, but I can see you." Oh, wait, maybe there is a window. All the other bedrooms have a window, yes?
Let's find out where she's at.
Okay. Well, you remember her going off into one of the side rooms here on the main floor, and the door has not opened since she went in there. And do you want to try the handle, or do you want to go outside? What would
Outside.
Okay. So the two of you slip outside, make your way around the outside of the inn, and you make your way to the window as you kind of guesstimate which one it is. The first one you look into looks to be a bedroom that is more than likely for the innkeeper, next to the window that leads into the kitchen. But the next one over seems to lead into what looks to be a nicely appointed ground floor room, and you can see sitting on a bench at the foot of a rather nice bed, you see the human woman, Brenda Lightfingers, seems to be tuning her lute slightly, and as she strums it, you can actually hear it fairly clearly through the window and the wall between you.
I wonder what the acoustics are like in this building, you know? I mean, I bet you could hear everything.
I don't know if that's... All right, Lindo. Get out of the way of the window, please.
Oh, okay.
I dropped the invisibility. So
Okay.
I'm going to cast another spell
Sure.
that takes concentration. Detect magic.
Okay. So you cast Detect Magic, and you kind of look in. The first thing you notice, the lute is absolutely magical. It is emanating what looks to be some, as you're concentrating on it, it seems to be emanating a little bit of illusion magic, a little bit of transmutation magic. Looks like some possibly a little divination magic as well. So it's heavily enchanted. You also note that as you're doing so, there's this. Go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
What you doing, Elliot? What you doing, Elliot? What you doing, Elliot?
11.
11. You note that is definitely magical. You don't really sense anything else per se, but there's like almost something like itching at the back of your head that you can't quite grasp. But it's gone just as easily as it's there.
Yeah, I think if I want to know more about this, I need to cast Identify. We're not going to do that. I'm not going to get a hold of her item for a minute.
Are you peeping? Why can't I be in front of the window too?
I'm just paying... I can pay attention to it without actually looking at the window, because it's Detect Magic. I
Right.
don't think the wood is more
It
than...
can get blocked by some things, but when you're looking through the window, you can detect it. But if you try it, you can't do it through the wall very much.
It's wood, right? Or is it stone?
It's wood.
It's wood. Yeah, I can do... that wouldn't affect it too much.
Okay, so you still detect that it's there, yeah.
Yeah.
As you're concentrating on it, that's where you're getting the sense of what schools are in it.
This place is weird, but I don't sense anything. I don't feel like it's particularly malevolent, at least not yet.
What do you mean yet? I don't like yet. Yet does not sound like a good idea.
Maybe we should be wary.
Ah, wary. So, like, not sleep?
Yes. Well, actually, we can probably sleep. I'm at least going to cast alarm on my room. Do you want me... I can slowly do that to a 4.
You know what? That's not a terrible idea.
I think I will. Let's head back.
Okay.
Be sneaky. We don't need to be seen coming out of the behind the thing looking at a woman's window.
Go ahead and roll me stealth checks, although...
I thought we were invisible.
Not anymore.
Oh.
Although she didn't seem to notice you, Lindo, as you were kind of trying to peep through the window yourself.
What?
Go ahead, what were your stealth checks?
16.
16 and
5.
5. Okay, well, luckily there's no one out here to be watching. And as you make your way into the front entrance, you see the innkeeper Barnabas, who just kind of watches you come in. He says, Have a good stroll, eh?
Yes, I dust all the hay off of my body from when I had fallen onto the hay.
Well, very well. I hope you have a pleasant evening and rest well.
Okay. Which will cast 4 alarms in each of our rooms.
Okay. Well,
whether
at
they
this
ask for it
point,
or not.
Wilf and Jaxom have already closed their doors. Do you want to go?
Yeah,
and
I wake
talk to
them up.
So there comes a knock. Let's do Wilf first. Knock at your door and.
Hey, what? I paid, really?
Yes, you did. Well, no, you did not pay, Mr. Wilf. Things are weird. I would like to cast some protection on each of our rooms.
Oh, do you really think that's necessary? I mean,
Yes.
Barnabas seems fairly amiable sort.
Things are not as they seem.
That's very vague and ominous.
At the very least, that woman Bard is, well, I wouldn't say cheating, but she is using magical to help with her singing.
Admittedly, I will admit I use Mage Hand to tune my instrument. Does that mean I'm a cheater too?
I would
Yes.
say, well, we use magic for our lighting, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. There's just some weird things going on, like the people in the tavern are from many, many walks of land. Like, from all over the place. I'm sure you've recognized some of the clothing from your lands, do you not?
Come to think of it, you actually pretty sure you saw someone who looks like they were wearing garb that would be right at home in Zagrasta.
That? Huh.
I'm just saying,
Huh.
why are those type of people here on a town? We're going to...
They
You
could
know-
have been running away from their ex-wife. I mean, they could just be traveling.
Maybe they were put in a
To
box and shipped
the
off to
Abbey?
a foreign land.
Abbott's Rest?
I don't know.
It seems weird. I just think that it'd be just a quick... As me spending 10 minutes to cast alarm on a room isn't too terribly out of bounds.
I suppose, but it won't try to explode if I have to go.
No,
out to the
it will
loo.
ring into my ears from my room.
Oh,
You won't even hear it.
and it's just if the door opens.
Yes. Well, the window too.
Window too. Oh,
Okay.
well, I'll suppose. Sure.
Yeah. So
So if the door opens or the window opens, it'll go.
it basically I'm putting it. I'm lining the room with string, because that's how you do it. You line
Yeah.
the area with string, and then I have a bell and cast the spell.
Okay.
And
so you set alarms on each one.
Yes.
Okay. So you do that. You make your way over to Jackson's room. There's a knock.
What is so important to interrupt my prayers?
I would like to cast some protection on the room, Mr. Jaxom. Is that okay with you?
What for?
Is this through the
Protection?
door or are you opening it up?
I'll get up, I'll open the door.
It's very
Things
private
at this
time. His
particular inn are weird. Me and Lindo had some fun trying out my new spells, and we've discovered that the people here are all from all over. Why are these people from all over going to Abbot's Rest?
So many
Deal.
bands.
Abbot's Field.
You know, to think of it, I didn't see that really any in the fashion and garb from this area.
You are obviously a man of taste.
It's just weird. It's not. I don't think I'm not going too crazy. I'm just casting alarm on your room. It's just to protect. Just so we know if somebody's trying to break in.
All right.
It will take me 10 minutes. I apologize for interrupting your worship.
All right. So 40 minutes later, you have alarmed all four of
Yep.
your rooms, and you guys bed down for the evening. The beds, by the way, are extremely comfortable. Very nice.
It's somewhat spacious.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Lindo, you bundle yourself up and you get comfortable in the bed and you drift off to sleep.
Good night,
Nice
me.
warm room. Elliot, you head off to bed as well?
Eventually, yes.
Okay. You do a little bit of research, you do your thing, you check your book, and then you drift off to sleep as well. Wilf, you are just out like a light.
Yeah.
You hit the pillow and you're done.
It's good being me.
Jaxom, you get your prayers out of the way and
Yep.
you have your armor stacked up and you bed down.
Yes.
So you all drift off to sleep. It is nice, it is comfortable, it is warm. And as the evening progresses, Elliot, you hear 3 simultaneous alarms going off. And on that note, we will end for tonight. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Hazardous Endeavors. And until next time,
Game
on Internets!